This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and leave it to me to catch cold, to get a moment to take my time to collect my thoughts and talk to you guys about some stuff. One of the things I want to talk to you about is the Division 2, the beta. Now, at the time of this recording, the second run of the beta should be coming out. So, for those of you who are looking forward to the open beta, I highly advise you don't watch this if you don't want to be ruined or spoiled about it. Here's the thing. I am going to talk about intimate details about what went on in the beta for me and how I feel may reflect upon whether or not you want to give it a shot yourself. Of course, if you're like me, then it's no problem. You can listen to someone's opinion and still want to decide for yourself. I encourage you to do whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now that that's been preferenced. So here's the thing. It's definitely more of the Division. I didn't play the full game of the last one, but I did play the beta, and it kind of felt like what I played, but better, if that makes sense. And I'm sure someone who's played the first Division can expand on that more, or at least correct me. So if you did play a lot of the Division, please let me know. I'm curious to know if what we're getting in the Division 2 is more akin to where the first Division is kind of now, because over the time that it had been out, Ubisoft continually supported it, despite, public opinion and sales early on. They kept at it. They kept adding stuff. They kept tweaking it, and from what I understand, it's definitely a much appreciated experience at the moment. Now, I was really kind of excited to play this beta, mostly because this game is based in my backyard. For those who don't know, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. Well, I live in the Washington, D.C. area, I should say. And, I have to, first of all, applaud Ubisoft. I heard many people I know who are from New York celebrate the fact that the first Division did a tremendous job of mapping out the areas of New York that it used, and that a lot of the stuff was pretty much one-to-one in their opinion. This right here, they got DC down. The funny part is where the majority of this beta is, I used to work in that exact area. And while there are some things that aren't there, of course, because they probably couldn't get licenses, and some things they kind of had to change because, some of the stuff in the downtown area is not public, it's private. But it's like they knew where, pretty much Force Theater was. They had that area down. It looked like the street the Force Theater is on. You didn't see the hole in the wall restaurants that surround it, but pretty much the buildings and everything pretty much were designed like it. I even saw a building that really looked like that men's fashion store. I forget the name of it, but it is a men's fashion store on the not on the same street of where Force Theater is, but over on 10th Street, 10th and F kinda. And it looked just like that, and you saw where the Barnes and Nobles was as you headed, further down that street, where the FBI is and all of that is, FBI building and all that is. The archives was matched. Not the Spy Museum, sorry. The museum. They definitely had that. They actually changed it. I forget what they called it, something viewpoint, but you knew it was the museum because it was laid out exactly like it. And then it's funny because on the side of the building you see the First Amendment,
and they blocked it out, like somebody vandalized it so they wouldn't, like, I guess get a copyrighted ding. But it was like, if you're from here, you knew exactly what it was. Like, they did a hell of a job of like mapping out DC. Like, seriously, it was downtown Washington DC, and I'm very very curious to see more, because I know from like trailers and pictures that they're gonna go to like the National Zoo and all that. So they're gonna go further into DC than they showed. They only showed a small section of the Northwest slash Southwest section. Because mainly that's where most of the stuff they had, like Northwest, Southwest. They didn't shade over to Southeast. They didn't go past to or past the Capitol. But it was crazy. It was crazy to see all that stuff. Definitely. Other than that, mechanically, it's cool. Again, feels kind of like the first one from what I played in the beta of that. Playing with others, of course, is fun, but it's not bad by yourself. I definitely didn't find myself not enjoying myself when playing alone. It's a cool experience by yourself. Now, is it something that had drawn me in? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the normalcy of it doesn't attract me the way that, like, the more... And it's funny, I had a conversation with a friend about this, and I think I agree with him. Fantasy things are a little bit more attractive to me than the more grounded stuff. Like, having grounded type of guns isn't as cool to me, or grounded enemies and things like that. Like the specter of the enemies that you get in a game like Destiny, and the variety to me appeals a little bit more. But that's not to say was a bad experience. Like I said, I actually gotta admit it was cool. It didn't like make me go, wow, I can't wait, but I can definitely see like why people would get into this. And I wouldn't knock anybody for buying it. The key question is, how deep is the in-game stuff going to be in this one? Because I noticed, and I didn't get a chance to play, but they do have a PvP mode where you're like, I think it's 4 versus 4, going against each team. You still have the Dark Zone, which they kind of switched up a bit. You now pretty much... you can't just shoot somebody to go rogue like you used to. You actually have to activate yourself to rogue and then be a dick. So that's kind of interesting, because I've noticed like it's a strategy now for some teams that are really good at being assholes. When I went in there with a couple of fellas, this guy, he ran around and was like distracting us. We were like, oh, shoot this dude, he's coming at us, because he was running at us, but we couldn't hurt him. We were like, at first, like, what the fuck is going on? Why can't we hurt him? And then all of a sudden his boy snuck up behind us and just started popping at us. And then we got to a fight, and it's like he just kept running through our ranks, distracting us, trying to draw our eyesight, while they were just like fucking us up. So yeah, you can't just shoot somebody. They have to like turn rogue first, and then it's on, which I found very very interesting, very very interesting. Yeah, overall it was a cool experience. You guys definitely try it out this weekend. Hopefully you will enjoy it. If so, hopefully it's something that you might want to purchase. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'm not sold on it for myself, but I definitely do say check it out. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.